Welcome back to Studio 10, the new comedy, Here Comes the Boom, hitting theaters this weekend. Now, Kevin James, the main character in this movie, and our Danny Dials, got to talk with him. So today, she's joining us to tell you all about their interview and all about what you can expect to see when you see this movie. So, Danny, first of all, we have to talk about this interview. You were so excited when you went in, and you were like, oh, this is going to be great.
Right.
We can goof off.
Right.
But it didn't go exactly as you had pictured in your head.
Right. Well, Kevin James, I was excited because he was the very first celebrity that I actually got to fly out and interview. And I remember then being so nervous, like, how's it going to be? But he was so nice, and he was laughing and signing autographs and taking pictures. So this time, I was ready to go in and goof around because he's so funny.
Right.
I was ready to joke around with him and be silly, like, oh, KJ, remember me? But when we signed into the media room, his people come in, and they were all delicate, and they said, we have to push everything back because he's hurt. And we were like, he's hurt? And they were like, yeah. So, you know, I wait my turn, and when it's my turn, you can just tell the atmosphere was all timid and whatnot. So I couldn't go in there and be like, what up?
Yeah.
You know?
You didn't know what to expect.
Exactly. And he was in a wheelchair. And so, you know, I won't say just yet why he was in the wheelchair. I'll let him tell you. But, you know, it didn't go, I couldn't be silly, but it still went fine. But I was sad that he was hurt.
Okay, so that you're giving us a little something to hang on to, but you have to tell us a little bit about this movie. Love Kevin James, love Selma Hayek. She's also in this movie. What happens in this movie? What's it all about?
Okay, in this movie, he is a biology teacher. In his former days, he did a little wrestling, and the music program at his school is being cut because of cutbacks that they have to do. And a colleague and a friend of his is going to lose his job. So he leads this effort to raise about $50,000 for the school by competing for the UFC wrestling. And everybody thinks he's crazy for wanting to do that, but eventually, you know, he gets the support of everybody and his love interest, Selma Hayek. And people rally behind him, and he leads the squad to victory.
All right, so we're going to find out how he got hurt, and we're going to find out more about the movie from Kevin James.
I am hanging out with Kevin James about his new movie, Here Comes the Boom. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Why is it that in this movie, your character, who is a biology teacher, ends up fighting in a cage for the UFC?
He starts off as a complacent teacher, he's kind of lost his way, and through other teachers and the kids in the school, he winds up realizing what's important, and he's got to do some crazy stuff in order to save the music program. So in order to do that, he looks for other jobs, and they're just not paying enough, and this and that, and he's looking for another outlet, and this is when he stumbles upon, even if he could just lose and make some money at the mixed martial arts fighting, he tries that, and he starts getting into it, and it inspires the students. It kind of turns the school around, so he continues with it.
And you train with some real fighters. Did you, by chance, take any accidental taps?
Man, yes. The DVD will be filled with that, I'm sure, because we filmed it all. Even in the fight in the octagon and stuff, and in all the fights that we had throughout the movie, you know, it was pretty rough because we wanted it to be realistic. So we made sure that people knew it wasn't just, you know, fake. Everybody's character in the movie is very passionate. Do you think that your character would have been so passionate if he weren't trying to impress Selma Hayek's character? You know, that's another little bit of inspiration. Maybe he changes, and, you know, in the beginning, there's a line where I keep asking her out for a date, but she says, you keep doing it from a seated position. You don't even stand up to ask. You don't even make that effort to do that. And that's how I am. I'm just kind of lazy and throwing it out there. And she adds to it as well to inspire me to be a better man and to, you know, to step up and start, you know, doing what I can to be the best version of myself. What is it about Henry Winkler's character that inspires you to be unmercifully beaten? Well, he's just literally the heart. You can see it in his eyes. You can see, you know, this is a guy you instantly get behind and root for and feel his passion for whatever he does in his life. Originally in the movie, I try to take advantage of him and kind of use his kindness that way, but ultimately see that, man, this guy is the real deal, and this guy's worth fighting for. Who were you in high school? Were you musically inclined? Were you sports? What were you like? Sports. I was a sports guy. I always loved football and baseball, and That was pretty much me.
This movie is a comedy. What also can people and families expect when they watch it?
I think it's a big inspirational movie as well, with a lot of emotion, and obviously comedy is the biggest thing there as well. But it's all of them, which is a tricky thing to kind of blend and get to do organically, where it all kind of falls together. And I feel good about the fact that I feel like we did it.
I can't help but notice that you are in a wheelchair.
I threw my back out.
Oh, wow.
And I have like a sciatical nerve that just is just killing me today, but it'll go away in a couple days. Like, it happens every once in a while, but thank God it didn't happen during the filming of the movie. I went through a lot worse there.
Thank you so much for talking to me through your pain.
Oh, it's okay. Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Here Comes the Boom hits theaters October the 12th.
All right, and Danny, you're giving out some tickets.
I am. If you want to see Here Comes the Boom for free, you can see it on Thursday. You have to go to gofobo.com and enter RSVP code WFNAF219. And the screening is Thursday at 7:30 at the Carmike, and you have to get there early because these are first come, first serve.
All right, so all that information will be available on our website if you missed any of it, so make sure you check that out. We will be right back. Don't go away.